Hi everyone, this is Lauren. I'm the dyer behind lolodidit, and this is my podcast about things that are happening in the store and some of my knitting adventures and things like that. You can find me at lolodidit.com or on Instagram at _lolodidit and all over. I'll put some more information below. So thank you for coming. If you guys have been watching for a little while, thank you so much. And if you're just starting, it's so exciting. I'm so thankful for you guys to come and support my podcast and also my small business. So thank you guys so much. First and foremost, the most exciting news that has happened in the past week, I try to do a recap every week of what's been going on in the shop, is these bags. Let me show you. These are new lolodidit bags made with all of my original colorways. So I did a short announcement, it's like 2.5, 3 minutes long on Tuesday when I announced these. And I wanted to elaborate a little bit more on the story behind them and my thoughts, because I've had so many people contact me and say really nice things, and this has been a really, really exciting project, and it's been in the works for a while. So I thought I would share a little bit. About a year ago, my sister, she works on the bags with me. My sister says, "Lauren, your yarn is too pretty just to knit up into socks," because that's basically all I do. And she started using the yarn as home decor and putting it in baskets and pretty stuff like that. And she just thinks it's a piece of art. And I think I'm not alone in the indie dyer community or even the makers community thinking that what I do is my own artwork, because it's extremely personal to me. I have so many stories behind each colorway, so many things that I think about. It's personal. It's inspiration from my own life, from mine and Trey's. Trey is Mr. Lolo, mine and Trey's life, and then this is my creative outlet. All these colors mean something to me. It's whatever, a lot of stuff is pop culture, and it's whatever music's playing or what is inspired me that week. And I'm very, very spontaneous in dyeing. When I think of something or I hear something or music or television, I will within that hour usually dye something up because it's instantaneously inspirational to me. So I consider my yarn my artwork. And so to me, printing these bags is basically, a print of my artwork in its raw form, because you guys are artists in your own right. You're designers, knitters, all that stuff. You are creating art with it as well, but this is the original form. This is my art. So I just think that that's really, really cool. And I wanted to get it in your hands in this form, because this is how I'm inspired and what I think about when I think about my yarn. I don't think about it knit up and what it looks like. When I imagine in my head what colorways look like, it's in this form. While I do dye to make sure that it does knit up in a specific way, it's always in this form that I go back to. So I wanted to share that with you. It's been so much fun putting these together. My sister and I started taking photos and things this summer and messing around with fabrics and things like that. This is one of our prototypes. This is Bohemian Rhapsody. This is one of my all-time favorite colorways, so I had to have it in the first batch. But we have a whole bunch more coming out. And I said this before, but the really cool part is colorways look different on each yarn base. They dye differently. The yarn bases take the dye differently. So I don't plan on just using Solo as our yarn base that we're using. These are all done on Solo. But I do plan on photographing different yarn bases, because I think they're all beautiful for what they are. So you more than likely will not see the same bag twice. So once I put up a batch, and I'm doing these all in small batches, once we put up a batch, that's, in my head, that's it. Those are what's available. This is the colorway, and it's this yarn base, and it's this photo. and then we'll print a new fabric next time we do the same colorway. So that's also what makes it really special and exciting to me, is you can see it in different ways, different photographs, different colorways, different bases. So really, really exciting. So I thank you guys so much. I think I only have 6 bags left on the shop. You guys went crazy. So this is one of them. I think I have 4 left of this particular one, and then the other one is BBSLN, and I think I have one more of Don't Stop Believing. So this is Scrunchies and Spandex. Ultimate 80s. Oh my gosh, I love this colorway. So this is Scrunchies and Spandex. This is available right now, but only a few are left. And then we'll keep on making more and printing more fabrics and things like that as we go along. So thank you guys. Second most exciting thing that has happened this week, I came out with a new colorway, and I thought, instead of what I usually do is I just announce it and here's my new colorway, it's on the shop now, go get it. But I thought I'd do a little bit of a giveaway because I wasn't ready to release it yet. Not all the skeins were dry and twisted and tagged yet. So I did a little giveaway on Sunday through Tuesday. Any orders that were placed then were automatically put in the giveaway. And then also, if you guys tagged your friends in the Instagram post, you could have won that as well. So I have it here. It's called Naughty Mrs. Claus. Okay, wait. This is PG-13. So if you have any children in the room, pause for 1 second, shoo them out. But this is, okay, ready? PG-13. This is Naughty Mrs. Claus. And this is how I imagine Mrs. Claus being. She's kind of snarky, she's a little naughty, she has to deal with Santa all year, and then he is the ultimate toy maker. So, you know what I mean. So here is Naughty Mrs. Claus. Oh, I cracked myself up. I could not help it. I couldn't get this colorway out of my head. When I told my husband, he's like, oh yeah, everybody will like it. All your ladies love this. So I had to do it. I mean, who doesn't like hot pink and red together? So this is it's not traditional Christmas, but it was a really, really fun colorway to dye this time of year and a wonderful inspiration. So I, of course, could not help myself. And I knit a pair of naughty socks. Yes, I did. So this is what it looks like knit up. And I use blue suede shoes for my heels and toes. Oh, there you go. Whole thing. So this is awesome. This is on plush sock. I knit it on plush sock because I knit almost all of my socks on plush sock. I love this base. So squishy. And I knit this on my circular sock machine. And I just had a question right before I started recording from somebody, and it was such a good question, I thought I'd share it. Somebody asked me, he sent me a picture of his sock, and it looks different than the Beetlejuice. Oh, I don't think I have it. My Beetlejuice sock that I knit a few weeks ago, and he bought Beetlejuice. And it looks different. And what I explained to him is, firstly, we knitted on different bases. So all the different bases look different, just like I said with the bags. They all look a little different. I do try to make sure I have photographs of all the bases available when you're purchasing it so you can see what they'll look like. But also they knit up differently. The way it knits up, especially in a sock, you can get pooling, or you can get stripes, or you can get random speckles, depending on your gauge, how many stitches you use, what needle size you're using, if you have any patterning. This one is a rib, but this is really a 72 stitch sock that I have removed every 5th stitch. On a circular sock machine, it works a little bit differently. So it's a rib, but I'm removing a stitch, so it will look different knit up. So just to answer that question, I am positive he is not the only person who has asked that question. And frankly, when I first started knitting socks, I asked that question. So I hope that helps clear it up. So even if you see a knitted example, if you, I think that this is the fun part about hand-dyed yarn. I love seeing how it knits up and how I personally knit it up. But, you know, just seeing an example doesn't necessarily give you exactly what it would look like on your sock and your stitches and all of that stuff. So something to keep in mind. But so pretty. One of my really, really good friends, her name's Carrie, she knits a lot of my colorways, and we tend to pick the same colors. We have very similar taste. And she always gets different pooling and speckling than I do in the same yarn. And generally, you know, the same dye session. So if the one that the guy was talking about, he's talking about Beetlejuice, and I dyed the skeins of yarn at the same time. So it's just, you know, that's the beauty of it to me. I think it's fun. So I hope you guys do too. I really like it. So this is the new yarn, Naughty Mrs. Claus. 2 of the winners already contacted me. The other one, check your Instagram. Check your Instagram. See if you're the winning order number. If you do not have Instagram, you can still go to my Instagram page. It's public and viewable, so even if you don't subscribe to my account or you don't have an Instagram account yourself, you can still look at it. So check it out. On my front page, I have my feed. All through all those pictures, you can click on them and see what they say. So that's really exciting. So it's something that you don't have to worry about if you're not into social media. It's right there on my website. So here's some other stuff available. I dyed some of our Christmas colors. Oh Holy Night is back and beautiful. I dyed this on every single yarn base except for Baby Got Yak. So this is available right now, and there's still quite a lot available. So I tried to dye as much as possible and get it on the shop as fast as possible, because every other email was, do you have Oh Holy Night again? Yes. And if it sells out again, I will dye it again before Christmas. It's just too beautiful to not dye. So this is Oh Holy Night. I also dyed some more Hippo for Thanksgiving so that you guys can snag this before Thanksgiving. And this is just gorgeous. I didn't bring any of my socks over here. What's wrong with me? I did knit this up for Hippo for Thanksgiving. I also did more Holly Jolly on all of my yarn bases, including Baby Got Yak. And there's a lot of this available as well right now. And it's the afternoon here. It's about 3 in the afternoon. I got a little bit of a late start. We're going like crazy over here. All these holiday colors. I did Cornucopia. Gorgeous. This is one of my favorites. So pretty. This is on all of my yarn bases, including Baby Got Yak. And I did Once Upon a Time, a non-holiday colorway. So for those of you who ask, and I do get this question pretty often, which is great. I love when you guys email me. There's not any problem with you emailing me and asking me a question, because I'd love to answer you. But a lot of people ask me, you know, when are you dyeing this again? This is out of stock. When are you dyeing this again? Every time something sells out on all yarn bases, then it goes back into my queue to dye again. If there's still a few yarn bases left, I generally won't dye it again unless it is a limited time only, like a Hippos or a holiday, or like all of our holiday colorways now, but even Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, all of that stuff. If it's a limited time only, I will dye it again even before stuff is sold out. But things like this is one of my regular colorways, Once Upon a Time, which was a customer request. Inspired by the TV show, and she literally just sent me a whole bunch of pictures. It was pretty cool. So I started dyeing this, and I love it. Sorry, I think I'm getting sick. I don't know what's wrong with me. So this one, as soon as it sold out, it went to the bottom of my website, and then as I go along, you'll see the order. That's pretty much the order that I'm dyeing it in. So then, usually within a few weeks, it'll get dyed again. So that's how I work right now anyways. I've been doing that system for about 7 months now, and it seems to be working really well. But if you guys ever need a colorway on 3 or more skeins, of the same colorway, then I'll dye it for you, dye to order, especially for sweater quantities and things like that. That way you know that you're getting it dyed at the same time. Although I do put everything on the shop that's dyed at the same time on the shop at the same time, if that makes sense. But that way you know for sure. And then also sometimes I don't have that many of the same colorway. Sometimes I only have two or three or something like that of the same colorway. So you don't ever hesitate to ask. I will always give you my honest answer and how long I can get it done. So far this season, I haven't turned anyone down. So, so ask. Let me know if you want it. And last but not least, I did dye Blackberry Jam again. And this is by far... Okay, wait. I take that back. Maybe it's not. This and Pretty Young Thing are my most requested colorways of all time. And this one is just, it's so many layers of colors and layers upon layers upon layers that it just takes me a really long time to dye, and that's why I don't do it very often. It's generally only seasonal during the fall, Christmas, winter season. So I highly doubt I will dye this again before the end of this year. So I did dye a lot of it, and I dyed it on every single yarn base, and quite a lot on every single yarn base. So if you wanted a ready to ship sweater quantity, it's possible. There's a lot available, and there's still a lot available. I put all of this stuff has been on the shop for a minimum of 24 hours, but a lot of it was put up on the shop on Monday and Tuesday. So it's been on the shop for a little bit, but there's still quite a lot of this left. It took me a few weeks to get a hoard of it, but I did it. Because I got a whole bunch of requests for it, so which is awesome. So this is Blackberry Jam. I showed all of them on Everyday Sock today, but they're available on all of my yarn bases. And I know I had a lot of requests for Blackberry Jam on Sparkle last week because it's gorgeous. For some reason, that Sparkle took on that pinky, like this color here, that pinky maroony tone, and it's just fantastic. So I did dye quite a lot on Sparkle too, because that was probably my most requested. Second most requested would be Dreamy, and it's amazing. I am knitting my first pair of socks on Dreamy. And I have had people ask me, can I knit socks on Dreamy or Your Baby Got Yak base? And the answer is absolutely yes. Firstly, they will be your favorite socks because they're so soft. But also the silk makes them really strong. So you don't have to worry about not having that nylon in there. Or if you're worried, use a contrasting heel and toe with a little bit of nylon in it, or perhaps a BFL yarn or something like that. So it is definitely possible. I am doing it. I will show you next week. I didn't get it all done, so I can show you. I really tried, but I did not get to the toe, so I'll show you next week. But it's beautiful. So I hope you guys like that. I wanted to show you a couple of ideas I had. I think that the most commented thing I get about my website, and the most feedback I get, positive feedback, is that you really love that I like doing the color combo photos. And I do it all the time. I really try, before I release a new colorway, I try to make sure that you have color combos and combo ideas for all of your projects, because that's what that's what we're doing this for. I'm dyeing yarn so that you can have a ready-made project. So I wanted to show you Oh Holy Night is one of my favorite. That's the sock on Dreamy that I'm knitting right now, but it's one of my favorite Christmas colorways, and it's a new one this year. But I wanted to show you what it looks like with Shamrock or Yeti. beautiful. Or maybe even summer nights. So pretty. So these are things that you can do on my website because everything's taken under the same lighting. So you can really see the colors next to each other and what they'd look like in a true natural light. So you don't have to guess of what the colorway will look like. Also, these links are all in my listing. So if you click on the listing for Oh Holy Night, you'll see a little link that says, please click here for color combos. And so you'll see all of them. I also photograph a different skein with every single combo that you see. So you're not seeing the same skein, so you can see throughout all of the photos maybe what your skein could look like. Because they don't all look the same. They're twisted by hand, you know, and they're twisted by different people. So, you know, it's not always going to be the same. And because they are hand dyed, it's not always going to look the same in this form. So I want to make sure that you guys know that and you can see what they would look like. So you're not playing a guessing game, which is nice. So you can pre-plan and ask for those. Most of our tonal colors are available ready to ship. There's a few yarn. We just don't have the space to keep everything ready to ship. I wish we could because I totally would do it. I like ready to ship. I'm a big fan of not having dye to order. But some of our yarn bases are dye to order only, but we're pretty quick. It's extremely rare that I miss a shipping date. And if I do, I generally contact you guys, but you know, it's nine business days. So we usually meet that. But anyways, this is Naughty Mrs. Claus. And I was actually thinking, I was playing around with yarn. This heel and toe is blue suede shoes. So pretty. But I was playing around today and I thought, wouldn't it be cool? And I wish I had done it. Put a Barely There. This is Lagoon as a heel and toe. And have a lighter heel and toe. Or even ash. You see that? So I was just messing around today and I was like, oh, I should bring these upstairs and show everyone. These are from my Barely There collection. Both of these I believe are on Plush Sock, but you can get them ready to ship on Everyday Plush, and almost every colorway is also ready to ship on Solo and MCN. Everything's ready to ship unless it specifically says dye to order. So, you guys, that's it. It's a short one today. Oh, and I say short. It's been 22 minutes. But here's all the colorways that are available on the shop now. Hippo for Christmas is coming. I did not get it dried in time for this weekend, but you'll see some next week. So, you'll see more. Don't worry about it. I will get you. I promise I will get to you. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for all of the support. I appreciate everything you guys say and all the nice words. I do read all of your comments and I do try to respond to everything, especially if you have a question. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have an awesome weekend.